Hello everyone, welcome to Tetra Football. Today we are in preparation of the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, running through who we think the best player is.
Tournament.
Shut up.
Best
the best
player
player from every single nation. So let's start with Group A, the host Qatar.
Well, Joe, you know the most about their team.
Well, I don't actually, I really don't.
I'm going to go with a player actually.
You started.
His name, you probably don't know him. Hassan.
Hassan
Yes.
is my pick too.
For what reason?
For what reason?
I just think he's a quite exciting
He
player.
doesn't know.
I've got Pedro Miguel, because he's got a funny name, Mohamed Muntari, because he's their main striker, and Elmas Ali, who is the guy that they all look up to, even though he's played in the Qatar League for his entire life. So I'm going to go with Elmas Ali.
For me, I'm going to go for, I don't know his first name, his second name's Afif. He's meant to be a creative...
Akram.
Afif.
He's meant to be a creative attacking midfielder / winger. Yeah, he could do a bit of damage to other teams.
For those who can already put two and two together, Grandma Fifth, he is also my pick. He is a semi-decent player.
You might know the first name, but I know both of his names because they're Hassan. And you know, I've watched this lad growing up. He's one of the best footballers in the world.
Yeah,
Ecuador then.
Second country.
Ecuador, of course, are involved in the first game.
Ecuador. Oh,
I'll start with this.
Sanchez.
Okay, you start.
Sanchez.
Who?
You know, Colombia.
Ecuador.
No, Ecuador.
and Colombia are the same country.
No. What's that?
But he keeps getting this wrong.
What's your
You should know it.
What's his name?
Caicedo.
Caicedo.
I think it's
I just think he's actually such a good talent. He should be like going to a big club, maybe Man United. I think he's
He was
actually.
linked to Liverpool, wasn't he?
No, Man
I said a
United
big club,
tried to buy him,
but,
2 million.
I think
They
he's actually such a good talent, and I think he could be one of the underrated players in the World Cup.
For me, it's quite obvious who their most important player is culturally for them, because they have got a few good players. They've got, of course, Purvis Estupiñán. They have Sassi, but I think for me, it's got to be Enner Valencia, because he's been so important as their striker for years and years. 2014 World Cup, he was their main striker as well. I know he's getting on, but still, I think he's
a big
culturally
player,
and the most iconic player they have.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go. I would say Caicedo,
None of us
but
taking
somebody
the,
else. So
Controversial.
I'm going to go with Estupiñán for this one.
Everyone remotely saying not talking
Yeah,
about the Byron Castillo issue.
I don't want to be talking about that.
I'm gonna have to agree with Tom. He's a decent player. He plays in.
He's decent.
Who's he playing?
Is he Watford or Wolves?
What? Estupiñán.
Wolves.
Wolves, yeah.
Yeah.
He's at Brighton.
No, he's Watford. Sharp. I had a feeling something was wrong there.
He was at Watford previously.
But he said
Still is.
Wolves.
No, I said Watford or Wolves. Like,
I guess I'll go for my pick. I'll just keep it simple. Go for Caicedo. He's been really good this season, and the quality midfielder.
Right, Senegal then.
Senegal.
It's a tough group. I personally think Senegal are going to top this group.
Well, if we're going for the best player at each team, I think
Mane.
it is pretty obvious for Senegal.
Yeah.
You could argue some others, but Mane is best all-round, so Mane for me.
I'd probably say there are three which many people are going to be looking at, aren't they? Edouard Mendy, Idrissa Gueye and Mane. But I
What
think
about Koulibaly?
and
Yeah,
Koulibaly
yeah,
is fine.
Well, I'm gonna go for Mane because whilst Koulibaly is centre back, he's not like the best player even at Chelsea. Yeah, but I think Mane's just a better player.
I'm going to Koulibaly because I want to spice it. I don't want to go with the same player just because I'm just
Respect
copy
that.
it.
Respect
Yeah. I mean, you say about Mendy, but he hasn't really been playing.
Yes,
So
but I was
can't
just
really-
throwing enough name in there because they
He
have.
is still an important player
decent
for them.
people,
I don't
yeah.
really know who else they would play. In goal.
Is it Idrissa Gueye is Senegalese, right? I've got that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
he's
I'm
a
pretty sure.
Centre mid.
So for me, my best Senegal player, I've gone with Edouard Mendy. I think being their goalkeeper along with Koulibaly in the back line is probably going to give Senegal the up in Group A.
No, this guy knows
You know
something
what?
about lines,
You know what?
so I would trust him what he
I
says.
proper respect that because I think keepers at World Cups are always really important.
Very
Yeah.
true.
You know,
Very true.
and I think Mendy.
Lloris, De Gea.
The thing
Yeah,
is, you do not normally during like the Premier League or during a league, you don't remember the keepers. But during like a tournament like the World Cup, you do remember the
You tend
keepers.
to.
Because Lloris, what a World Cup he had! I would say he won it for his country during the 2018.
Maybe.
I think he didn't win the tournament, but the Mexican goalkeeper with his flair, he did so well. You know, it just promotes goalkeeping.
Fair enough.
I think with Senegal, they're going to
Is it
be
even
off the back of the last World Cup.
The
I've put it
LED
on some
lights,
LED
mate.
lights.
That's
Off the
what
back of
Red.
the last
That's
World Cup, they're probably going to be feeling really hard done by to have been kicked down the group stage for disciplinary points. But I think this year they will top the group. And I think they're going to get really far on the tournament, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
Anyway, you're going to move swiftly.
Yeah,
over
but
they're
to
the final
like
team in the group, yeah.
Netherlands. I
Yeah.
think
Ooh.
we'll go with Cody Gakpo.
Gakpo's good.
Okay.
Sorry
I'll
guys,
go-
I'm just trying to figure out the LED lights.
I'm just going to go.
Oh yeah, I've got them. I've
Play
got
it,
them.
Put them on red.
There we go.
Actually, that's
Everyone-
not bad.
See,
Netherlands, let's
I've
go.
done it.
Actually, let me
Netherlands.
Netherlands, Group A.
Oh, go with Van Dijk.
Bergwijn. You know,
there are a couple of
Alright,
I
let's
do-
go in order, alright? Should we just do
I do think
And then switch
Bergwijn,
out.
he's actually become better since his move to Amsterdam with Ajax, and I think, you know, he's a real underrated talent.
Yeah, I think Tom did previously say this, but now we're going in order. Gakpo for me as well. I think that maybe best player for each team isn't like the right name. It's almost the one you want to look out for because
Yeah.
you can have better players, but then
The
another
one to
player
watch.
can outperform them.
Yeah.
Players to
Because
watch
he's been
in
quite
each
promising.
World Cup.
Yeah, like because I'm going to go for Gakpo, but I would also like to throw out a mention to Wijnaldum and Dumfries as well, their fullbacks.
Yeah,
'cause
I
both are
wouldn't,
very
I wouldn't
good.
necessarily say Bergwijn is the best player, but I think he's one of the most exciting players in that squad.
Definitely.
Well, actually, I'll go for Dumfries anyway. She was really good at the Euros for Netherlands, so Tom
Very
can
true,
still
yeah.
go for Gakpo.
So you're going for Gakpo too, Jaden?
Yeah, he is a Dutch midfielder. So for me, it is between the Liverpool centre back Van Dijk and it's Barcelona. De Jong plays
Frankie
for,
De
isn't
Jong,
it?
yeah.
Along with Cody Gakpo, those three names on its own, they're
Seem like a poet, really, don't you?
yeah.
Shakespeare's come back to life in the
let's
form
be-
of Jaden.
Of course, Cody Gakpo. I've been watching him recently. He's good young talent.
What team does he play for?
Oh, shut up. He is definitely a
He
threat.
was
He's a
kinda
threat.
getting irritated now, aren't we?
But to be fair, I think De Jong just in that midfield role is going to give the Netherlands national team a bit of ball control, a bit of possession. So yeah, De Jong's my
They've
pick.
got a lot
To be fair,
of
yeah.
options, to be
Yeah.
honest. Because
Quite
I think their
a-
defence is really, really short up. They've got, of course,
So
Dilly,
they've
they've
got
got Van
Vietnam.
Dijk,
It's
they've
the
got
way
De
it's,
Vrij. They've got three major centre backs
Yeah.
there. The goalkeeping option isn't that great. I mean, I'd probably
Yeah.
bring back Chilson, to be honest. But those three they've got the back are definitely the most important part for me.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dutch anymore, they're not what they were. They're not the Dutch of the 70s with the total football and then Van der Kerkhoff. They're not that. And they're not like Iron Robin and Wesley Schneider either. They're okay. They're doing well for...
A decent side.
yeah, but I don't think they're the best team in the group, and I don't think they're one of the major players either this year. But, you know, it's their first World Cup since 2014. They're going to be electrified, feeling it, and I think that Van Dijk, for me, having not played on the biggest stage in such a long time,
Because
this is the biggest stage that he's ever played on, and I mean, this
Because
is...
2018 they obviously weren't there, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if he was
Yeah,
at the
exactly.
2014, he would have
So-
just been a sub.
So I think it's fair to say that the Netherlands, Van Dijk is the player to watch.
it's his opportunity.
I think Group A is going to be a bit of
It's the weakest.
Take out Qatar and it's more a bit.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting.
Group
I
B
would-
is obviously
What
most
can I just say for the
interesting
start? I
us.
was expecting for Netherlands someone to accidentally say Wijnaldum, not knowing he was injured. I
No.
was thinking Jaden. Maybe.
Anyway, England.
Group B. England, Iran, USA,
Right,
and Wales.
it's not going to be the best player, but I think it's going to be
Exciting.
one to watch. It's going to be Phil Foden.
He doesn't perform for England.
Not Phil Foden. No.
He said it.
No.
What are you thinking of? What are you thinking of? Hey, if you don't know the England national team, bloody hell, we're going to have a problem.
No. It was Bukayo Saka, but
Ooh.
I had some doubt in my mind because I didn't. Because I had some doubt in my mind because I thought he could be injured, so
No, he's
I'm
gonna
not
be
sure.
back.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's going to be back.
Did you not see him that weekend, mate? Got injured.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you got it.
But he's going to be back, and I think he could actually be a real talent for England, and I think this could be the next step in his career to the top, potentially.
I think I might get a little abuse of you, I'm going to say.
Oh,
Marcus
right.
Ben
Rashford.
White.
Ben
Alright.
White.
Not the
No.
best, but I think he's a player who last well, he played in the Euros, I believe, but he wasn't really
I
playing
think
then. But I
was it
think
one
this
game?
time he's actually got a chance
Yeah, he
to
had like half.
He's got a chance to prove himself.
start.
Yeah.
He could start, but he's quite a versatile player. He
Top
can-
6'5".
He played right back, left back, centre
Centre
back.
back, yeah.
Might as well stick him up front.
I mean, we've got
Great
goalkeeper.
decision so far.
International tournaments for England recently, they've been about our centre backs. Our attackers we haven't been a fluent goal scoring team. It has been all about our back line, and one man specifically involved in that,
Harry
Jordan
Maguire.
Pickford. Every international tournament of England,
That's
he,
true.
he is one of our top performers.
He
and
is.
But
I,
will
I,
he
was,
play?
I was also going to
He'll
say
start,
John
yeah.
Stones, but I think he's injured. I think
To
he
be
got injured.
fair-
I think he's out for past the World Cup.
Pickford is quite an angry man, so that could affect his performance.
I think.
Yeah, that doesn't normally
I mean,
affect him.
I'd
He
like to
plays
just.
better when he's angry.
What you said, it's more about the defenders. Yes, to some extent, because Gareth is a defensive manager,
Defensive.
obviously being a defender.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that you can't deny the fact that Harry Kane got the golden boot
Yeah.
in 2018.
Harry Kane.
Exactly.
Harry Kane's going to be my pick. I know that there's mostly penalties,
It's the box standard pick
but
though
he
as
is
well.
he is the box standard pick. But he is the player to watch in the fact that
True.
he's the greatest English
The,
striker on the planet.
Anyway, let's move
Well,
on.
I've
to
been
the
really
next
good.
one.
That's-
Alright,
No, I haven't.
go on, Jane.
So
Before we get
with what
into the controversial section of Iran.
with what George has said about the
racking my mind. thinking about that.
back line for England and how we're not a very goal scoring team and how it's always all about our defence. He went with Jordan Pickford. I'm going with Aaron Ramsdale. Of course, he's a lot younger than Pickford. I think especially in the group stages we can switch out goalkeepers and we can try out, maybe see if Ramsdale is I don't know, a bit more confident, a bit more full of course he
I think
don't.
Pickford would be the better sort of choice.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Is we're at Everton right now. in
Just
the
get
Premier League.
no.
Yeah,
I think what he want. I think what he's saying is get Ramsdale a bit of confidence,
Yes.
get him a bit of experience, see if he's
No, but
better.
Yeah, for the group stage.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he means.
Yeah.
But England, he
Southgate
Like,
does-
he should.
We
No,
should.
but-
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, Iran, if they are going to be in it.
Oh, actually, I might start on this one. I think his name's.
Hang on. Before we start, let's tell them why they might not even be in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Same
they kicked
guns
out
to Russia,
because
isn't
of
Yeah.
these issues, especially
Being naughty boys, haven't
towards
they?
women and the athletes over there. They could potentially be removed from the tournament.
Yeah.
But if not, then they are going to be England's first game. They're going to be Wales' second game. So
Well, if they do play, who's the player to watch?
I'm gonna go with Taremi.
that's a good shout, and he is
Yeah.
one of those in my mind.
I think he's definitely going to produce a goal. Well, it depends if they actually go in there, of course. But I think he's gonna get them goals and help them out. But it's gonna be tricky for them. But it depends because you've got USA and Wales who are also all right. So I would say I think Wales are a bit better than USA.
Well, should we go back to the normal order, Ryan?
Well, I'm gonna go for Tamari.
Taremi.
Yeah.
These are
Because I'm going to be honest, he's the only Iranian player that I actually do know.
Well, I'm going to go for a player that everyone is forgetting about, Jahan Batch.
yeah.
Everyone seems
True.
to.
But
forget
no,
about
he's not the most important.
He-
I
he's not-
think
he's
it's three. that are
He's
more
probably not going
important.
to be most important, but he might just decide he wants to turn up for a couple games and make himself a player to watch for them.
I think I've got a few in my mind, to be honest. Taremi being the obvious choice, he's done well for Porto. But I think Sardar Azmoun at Zenit was very, very impressive. And he's been a brand talisman for many years now. He's going to go for Taremi at the end of the day.
Alright, so for me, I've gone with Ali Karimi, I think his name.
Yeah.
Arguably their most skillful midfielder. I think he's been playing for his national team since 2007, so this is quite possibly his last World Cup. I could be wrong. It could be someone else. But yeah, Ali Karimi for me. Not much to say about him other than the fact that he is probably what's going to give around that midfield control.
Well, next team.
That's lovely.
USA, the USMNT.
Oh, US, most talented team in the world for me, you know. Best at everything, you know. I think they've got them LeBron James of soccer. I think he's got to be the best. The best player in the world, Christian Pulisic.
I think you've got the Leeds boys now,
You don't
Aronson
still want one.
and
Don't still want
Adams. I think out of the two, Aronson's looked like a really good player going forward, but I think Adams is one to watch because of the
Fun to
effort.
watch.
The effort he puts in and the tackles he makes, it's important for breaking down another team and helping set up counter-attacks for his own team. So
I like to pick other players in a way. I don't want to.
Right.
So I'm going to go a player I think is. I don't actually know if he's been that good this season, so let's not go with him. I'll go with Aronson actually. I was going to go with Sergio Dest, but I don't know how well he's been doing.
Barcelona.
He's doing alright.
he's
So
at
I think he's on
Milan,
loan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to Milan because Barcelona failed him.
Anyway, reasons.
I think he's been at the start of the season. He was quite good. Don't know if he's carried on that form, but I think he's still going to be a good asset to the US team anyway.
So for me,
Milan's messing around with the lights.
for me, there's another 2 picks that
It's
are
lovely.
quite possibly going to be that for me for the US. Of course, Ryan's already mentioned Pulisic, Chelsea forward
I
player.
think he's that good to be honest.
Well, he's alright. I mean,
He's still their best
He's
player.
decent.
Yeah.
And the other one being the goalkeeper that Arsenal have just signed, Matt Turner.
I think I say Tim
Wow.
Howard.
Obviously Matt Turner, he played in the MLS for, I think it was New England before he came to Arsenal.
Senior US.
I believe he was their starting keeper. Again,
Yeah, he was.
he was. So I have a feeling that obviously he's in a new league. He's gonna, I'm feeling again, if you give him that starting 11 opportunity, he's probably going to shine. He's going to get the US through the group stages.
It's
And,
shine
yeah,
like
it's
a
just
star.
Matt Turner,
How
I think,
important the goalkeepers are in World Cup as well.
They are
so
very
yeah.
important, yeah.
It's shine like a
Well,
star.
I think this is a very tough group in terms of Iran, Wales, USA. That clinch for second place. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming we're going to clinch top, but they might
No,
not. They might
I
not.
think
I hope so.
I don't think there's a
Um,
doubt in my mind that we're getting.
You never
top.
know. You never know.
True, with football you do.
I mean, the
never know.
stats do say we have
Germany.
the
No one would have said Germany would finish bottom of Group F.
The
stats
But
never lie.
Who knows? Anyway, USA. They haven't. I don't think they are what they were in like 2010ish, 2006 with Landon Donovan, and Tim Howard and those players.
Dempsey.
Ben Dempsey as well, yeah. But it's the first World Cup since 2014. I don't think they've looked great recently. They lost to Japan, didn't they, in a friendly a little while ago. But I'm going to say Christian Pulisic. Weston McKennie is also an interesting choice. So I was thinking of which none of you said. I was surprised by that.
forgot about him.
But yeah, I'm going to go for Pulisic just because he is kind of who most of the USA supporters look up
Captain
to.
America, as they like to
Yeah.
call him.
So Wales, the second British team in Group B, and
Wales.
The only
I'm gonna go for the obvious pick. It's gonna be Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
I think it's just too class not to pick, and I think he's by far actually. To be
This is his
fair,
first World Cup.
you
isn't it?
could you could argue Kiefer Moore maybe, but I think Bale is just a step above
Yeah.
the Wales
yeah,
national
and I
side.
think it's fair to say this is Wales is second at the World Cup, first
Yeah.
since 1958. So
Yeah.
this is the biggest stage. This is like could be a once in a lifetime thing for Wales supporters. I mean, they hope not. Hopefully, they can strive on doing it.
Hopefully they can win it.
I reckon now.
I think Wales are like a team like they don't look amazing on paper, but they always end up doing like really.
They
well.
always end
Well,
up surprising.
I think it's more the passion.
It was like the Euro 2016. They did really well in that.
But
They even
when-
had
I
a
mean,
good
that-
Euros last summer as well. They had a pretty decent
Yeah,
time.
I think they were just beaten by driven Denmark.
Yeah.
Wales look pretty good. Bale is obviously like the main man there, but the ones to watch, like they do have like a crop of good players. I mean, Dan James, he's not really that good, bit of a pace merchant. He could have a decent tournament. He does sometimes have some good form. You've also got Harry Wilson as well from Fulham. He's
Brennan
pretty
Johnson.
decent. Brennan Johnson from Forest, not sure he gets in the team. And I would like to give a mention to Kiefer Moore as well. He's been very good for Wales, but my pick is going to be Nico Williams, left wing back. He plays for them, cutting in. He's actually quite an important attacking player for them as well as
Got a
defensively. So I
question
think
to
he could be
ask.
quite good.
So only because he's a Liverpool player.
He's not a Liverpool
But
player.
he has played for them,
He has played for Liverpool.
but he's not
Because
coming.
I've watched him
Alright.
for Nottingham Forest, and for
Moving
me,
on.
he's been their
I
top.
think he was. I'm gonna
The
go
Wales
with
pick.
Kiefer Moore. I think he, apart from Bale, that's the player who I think Wales is all about. When I take Bale out of the equation, let's say, he's that player who I think he's the person who's like he can score some goals. Yeah, well, he's kind of his job, but you get paid to do that. So I'm gonna go with him really.
Pragmatic there.
Jalen then.
Right. So I'm again going not goalkeepers this time. Surprisingly, I've gone back to the midfield position
Oh, you're
for
not
Wales.
No, don't go.
I've gone with Aaron Ramsey. is
Why
is
is
he?
it?
Why is it?
No,
Shut
no,
up,
no,
let
no.
talk,
I
let
don't
talk.
think he's.
Shut up, let talk.
No, listen. He plays for Nice now. When he was at Arsenal, he was one of our best midfielders alongside Jack Wilshere and Mesut Ozil. When he played for us, he was one of the most skillful technical players there. Since his move to Nice, I think he moved from
Rangers.
wait, was it?
He
Yeah, no, he went.
Juventus.
Yeah.
He went Arsenal,
I think he was
Juventus,
at
Rangers,
Rangers.
Nice, didn't he? Yeah. But yeah, Aaron Ramsey, I reckon, for Wales in the midfield, if he's able to perform at that level for them, I reckon is going to be their best playmaker.
There's, there's going to be many players that the supporters will be looking up to this winter. With like Johnson, Williams, all these players. But I think let's cut the bullshit of Ramsey, Williams, and whoever the fuck you said.
Bale
who's
is the
more.
most important.
Bale is their most important player, and this is a huge tournament for him. He's rejuvenated in the MLS, and I think that really you can't talk about Wales and let Bale go amiss. He really is that important.
Bale is definitely the most important player. I was just trying to throw a bit of variety in there as well.
Yeah, well, Bale, I think you've got to say, for his history, for his past, he's just undoubtedly Wales' most crucial player since Ian Rush. He is just that important. Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico,
Messi.
Poland, am I right?
Let's play.
Yeah.
Messi.
Argentina go.
Messi.
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 Got to be Messi. It's his.
Actually, I'm going to say Lionel Messi.
Jaden.
Oh, I'm gonna be the black sheep in the
I was
herd.
going to say Messi, well done.
No, I'm going with Julian Alvarez.
He's probably not going to play. They'll play Martinez.
There is that, but even then, as a backup, a youngster playing for Argentina at this level.
It's just that one
Quality,
kid trying to be
right.
different.
Moving
Right,
on.
next team. Next
Did you
team.
say Messi?
Yeah, Messi.
Saudi
Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia.
Alright, I'm going to start because it looks like you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anyone.
I'm going to start.
I
I'm
don't.
going to say Salman Al Faraj.
Oh, he's
Oh, you
taking
know
it.
what?
Yeah, definitely.
Salman Al Faraj, right?
He's taking it.
He's a bit of a penalty merchant in the Saudi league, but
He does score a lot of
but
goals, doesn't
he
he?
is their star player, and since I think his name is
Hasn't he
Fahad
been-
Al
Hasn't he
since
been
he's
top
retired.
scorer in the Saudi
I'm
league?
not sure.
So remember,
Yeah.
I'm going to die.
Al
Please.
Faraj, yeah, Salman Al Faraj.
You need to.
There's a few around there. No, we give them Al. There's also Latif, but I'm gonna go for Al Faraj.
Well, you've
Yeah.
got the same pick as me. I've seen he's been golden boot in the Saudi league a couple
I
times.
think he has. He's a defensive midfielder.
Moving on. Are we all agreed with Joe?
Alvarez.
Next team.
Alright, Mexico.
Mexico. Lozano. He's a very important player for them. Attacking winger. They've got a couple other players, but Lozano.
Oh, I always get him on bloody FIFA. Oh, Corona.
There's just
Corona.
Oh, we meant that.
Yeah, no, not COVID-19, guys. Corona.
Few options in there. Funes Mori was also in my mind, but Lozano and Jimenez are kind of the two to watch out for.
They actually have
Ochoa
another striker
in
called
goal.
Jimenez, who's
Um,
like a young.
okay.
talent.
Since Chicharito retired, I think that they are kind of, trying to fill that void with Jimenez and Lozano, but I'm going to pick Jack Lozano.
Yeah. Jaden.
I'm going with Mexican goalkeeper Ochoa.
Oh, I like him. We were talking about him
I
earlier.
don't even know if he's Mexican, but I think his name's Alvarez.
Oh, Edson Alvarez.
Oh,
Yeah.
but he's Mexican.
Ajax.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
Edson Alvarez.
So
Yeah.
I think he's definitely going to help. And I think he was linked with some moves. And
He's good at scoring own goals, so somehow I feel like any Swedish fan would know.
And Joe, you've done yours, haven't you?
Yeah.
Next team.
Next team.
Poland.
Poland.
Fuck it.
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski. I mean,
Actually, I think Lewandowski.
if you want to be different, Matty Cash. There you
Oh,
go.
Pieter.
if you want to be
Alright, fair
different.
enough.
All right. Okay. Next team. Next
Alright,
team.
Group D, France, Australia.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do one more thing
France,
and then
current
pop
champions,
two.
France.
Right, let me start. I'm going with Kylian and PayPal.
Well, yeah, Kylian Mbappe. That's pretty bog standard. Ryan, who are you going to go for?
Hugo Lloris. Keepers are always important in the World Cup.
Well, to be fair, I've got a couple different.
I'm not gonna lie, I think for me, the most important player of the French national team in 2018, and always overlooked,
Lloris.
and I'm not a Chelsea fan, but N'Golo Kante for me
He's not
was...
playing.
Oh.
Injured.
Is he not?
He
Is
can't. Injured. Him and Pogba can't play.
Oh mate, what are they gonna do? They're out.
Exactly.
Yeah, alright.
That's what I feel.
Alright, he's gonna have to be Benzema then.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh, to
thinking.
be fair, Benzema overlooked.
I'm probably going to agree with you. I think Benzema, because I think he's a. You may say Mbappe, but I think Benzema's. I think you're forgetting.
He's
him
just a
in
bit
there.
more cultured.
I think he's a little bit older, so he knows a bit more about the game's culture.
I'm actually going to go a bit different. Coman, he actually gets in the French squad and he gets some goals and assists. So Coman, next team anyway.
Australia, the Socceroos.
Matty Ryan. That was not an Australian accent.
Yeah, I'll third that.
I think he's playing for Copenhagen, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
But I mean, he's still better than, Trent Sainsbury, so let's just go for Sainsbury.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a player that I do know has played for Australia, Matthew Leckie. He's a winger.
What? Who's the bald one? Mooey.
What,
Does he play?
He's
Does he still play?
I don't
know if
he might have retired.
They've got the backup keeper with the big beard and
Next
the
team,
red
anyway?
Denmark.
Ericsson.
Christian Eriksen. Yeah,
I
I
was
was
going
about to say that.
I don't know if he's still playing in the squad.
I was going to say,
Is Paulson still playing?
Yusuf Poulsen, yeah.
I'm going with him.
I'd go for Schmeichel. Like you said before, goalkeeper's important. He normally has a good tournament for them. So Schmeichel.
Got a few in my head.
Norgard.
Yusuf
Last
Poulsen, of course, Christian Eriksen, Pierre Højbjerg, and Schmeichel. But I'm going to say Eriksen because he wasn't there in the Euros after, of course, his
I think they could even beat England.
Alright, let's finish up Tunisia.
Tunisia. Anyone know Tunisia?
Yeah, I got a few. Well, I'm going to go for Wabi Kazri. He got 2 goals at the last World Cup in 2018. One against Panama and one against Belgium.
Trying to kill me, guys.
He's bald and he's a good midfielder and he scores and sets up. So
I'm going to back that.
He's bald.
Backing that, mate.
He's bald.
I backed that. 2 goals last World Cup. He was the only one that I really knew from Tunisia.
Yeah.
Also, Afghan champions, weren't they, Tunisia in before the last World Cup?
Props to
I
them.
did not know that.
I don't normally copy you guys, so I'm going to have to copy
I'm going to be agreed as well.
Right, hurry up.
Surprised no one said Akredin Ben Youssef.
He might say that
I
now.
agreed with
I've
you.
gone with Who's Yusuf Actually,
Oh, that guy,
Yusuf-
Makachichi or whatever his name is. Yeah, I know.
No, what's his name?
Macbeth.
I know the guy you're on about, but I don't know how to pronounce his name either.
Macbeth.
Masakni.
Exactly.
Yusuf Masakni.
Yeah,
Forward player.
He was like,
He's just googled it.
Oh,
camera
now.
Isn't that career mode?
Hannibal Mejbri.
He's retired.
Right, so that's halfway.
We're halfway through.
Alright, yeah.
So
Half time.
that was
Part two.
A to D.
that
Part
was
two
part
coming
one.
soon.
That was part one. Obviously,
Half time.
first video we've done in a while with all 5 of us. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
part one. See you on part